Hi, welcome back to Dudes Doing Business. I'm Dave, and I'm here with Joe and Madison. Hi, guys.
Hey, Dave.
What's up, David?
Trying to have a good, positive intro.
That's good. That's good.
We're back to full strength.
You're setting the tone. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. Congrats. Are you going to share the news?
Yeah. Well, I haven't listened to the episodes I missed, so I don't know if you described where I was or how much shit you guys may or may not have talked about me.
A lot.
Yeah, I figured as much. But yeah, just got back from a little Euro trip, hopping around the world, seeing how other countries do their business. We're still better, so that's good. And pop the question to my lady friend as well. And despite any hesitation she probably should have had, she said she was down. So I'm like an adult now or something, I think.
Joe's an engaged man.
Well, look at this guy.
Yeah, feels weird.
Guy goes on like a 2-month vacation, like backpacking across like Micronesia and Europe and all that stuff. Gets married or gets engaged.
Well, you also did a lot of R&D in Amsterdam, right? Looking into the business of coffee shops.
The business of coffee shops, yeah, that just blew my mind.
They have interesting coffee shops, I hear.
Yes, and they don't all sell coffee.
Didn't you propose on mushrooms?
No,
you did not. That's a
I did
damn
not
lie.
propose. Well,
I asked him if he drank the magic tea, I think is how they refer to it at the coffee shops, because I don't think they can come out and say mushrooms or it's not even mushrooms. It's just some other psilocybin.
Yeah, it's like a weird so mushrooms are illegal in Amsterdam now, but they found some other fungus that has psilocybin, the same active ingredient as mushrooms, so they just call them magic truffles now.
But you were carrying the ring around in your pocket, basically.
Yeah, so I had to carry this ring through 4 different countries. Hope Customs wasn't like, what the fuck is this? Why didn't you declare it? Make sure she didn't go through my shit and find it. So,
Wow.
I did not get a mind-expanding mushrooms trip on, because I probably would have had to question the materialisticness of it all and thrown it in the canal in Amsterdam or something like that, and that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, you probably would have traveled through the ethos and actually seen the blood shed for that diamond.
Yeah. Well, that's
how does that make you
Good thing
feel?
you didn't do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think my diamond has minimal amounts of blood on it. I don't think they can ever guarantee that, but
it's hard to find a blood-free diamond these days.
yeah, it's true.
That's true. So,
but
be careful out there, kids.
So that happened, but I'm back.
Well, congrats, man.
Thank you.
When are we going to New Orleans?
I mean,
maybe
this weekend, but formally, I don't know. But I'm thinking just like a 70-80 person bus bachelor party, just complete shit house.
Yeah, that was an unrelated question.
Yeah, true. Let's just go. I mean, this is the first year in 7 years I haven't been to New Orleans, peaking in 2013 with 8 separate visits.
Man, you can't.
You went to New Orleans
streak.
8 times?
8 times in 2013.
That's very aggressive.
It was.
I think twice in a year is a lot. But.
Yeah. Well, I definitely shaved a few years off my life expectancy there, but I'd say it was worth it.
Were you working here in 2013?
Yeah, I started in August, so
very lenient PTO policy.
Seriously,
apparently.
yeah.
Well, I had too late.
I had done about half of them before I started working here, but then it was kind of a blitz at the end, and yeah, I mean, it's my favorite place in the world, so
that's where I did my bachelor
Says a lot
party.
about you, Joe.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, in a good way.
It's a great
good
town.
and bad.
It's a great town.
I just think, I've never been to Vegas, but I'm not really about the glitziness. I kind of like a raw party. Like, you go outside and you already feel like you need to shower before you even do anything.
Oh, Vegas
is the bottle service version of New Orleans.
Yeah, and
just really expensive.
I'm
super
about the
fancy.
wells, guys. Like, I'd rather throw back
Same.
14 of something than one for the same price.
Go to Vegas with your like extremely loaded friend when he's gonna go and be the guy who gets you into all the clubs and do it big.
Yeah.
And you only do that once every few years. New Orleans, you can go and in the heat of summer, you get out and it smells like trash,
Yeah.
but it's great.
It's beautiful.
You go down to the beach.
It's a filthy place.
That's a bar. I think it's still there. The beach.
The beach, yeah, it's still there.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's still
So
rambunctious.
is fuck.
Pat O's.
No, I'm trying to think. There's a cocktail waitress.
Whoa.
Big
just-
T-shirt Matt would know her name, but
just
she's been working there I think like 15 years or so, and time has not been easy on her.
Oh. Well,
She's a nice girl.
shout out to her. Hope she's not listening.
Seems unlikely.
2016. What are we doing today? Oh, we're gonna do some company party talk, some holiday party, Christmas party, whatever your preferred nomenclature is. We're
It's
gonna
that-
talk about
It's
it.
that time of the year.
We've got our
is.
Christmas party coming up.
Yes, we do, and ours is always a good event. Before we hop into that, should we talk about Man Outfitters?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
with
just hot right now.
Christmas on everybody's mind, might as well hit it up.
Right.
Dudes Doing Business, brought to you by Man Outfitters. Little deal going on, especially for those of you who listen to Dudes Doing Business early in the week. We've got a little promotion going on, so here you are stocking up for yourself or whomever you're buying some Man Outfitters gifts for. And, if you spend $150, you're going to get a free Yeti Rambler Lowball. That's the little Scotch glass guy. Do
You
guys
need
have,
that.
Do you guys have one of those?
You can do scotch. You can do coffee, hot or cold, I believe.
Hot or cold. That's what
Correct.
they're all about. And yeah, and if you spend $250, you get the Rambler 30, which is just, I mean, I use mine every day.
Is that the bag?
No, come on, man.
Oh.
No, it's
Fuck.
the big tumbler.
Oh yeah, I just bought my dad one. Hopefully he's not listening, but
Yeah.
just
So,
got my dad
maybe
one.
maybe you're stocking up on some attire for the rest of the season, and then we throw in that little free gift, and we're not opposed to regifting. You can give it to whoever the hell you want.
You can. That's your right.
And we're giving it's a return of discount codes. I'm sure you guys miss those.
That's huge. The comment section on my gift guide on
Yeah,
Peach.
they miss
They were asking. They're like, Dave, seriously, hook it up. People were DMing me. And I was like, I can't, dude. But wait, hit us up Monday. We'll see about it.
Well, yeah, we've got code DUDES, DUDES, as in dudes doing business,
Right.
and that'll slap an extra 10% off your order. And so if you're looking for that Christmas delivery, you're gonna want to make your order before Wednesday, December 14th at the end of the day. That's
So-
pretty much your last shot. You can after that you can pay for some upgraded shipping to get it there a little sooner. But if you want that free shipping, I recommend you do go that route. December 14th, end of the day. Like you better
better
get
hurry,
your
man.
shit in.
Y'all better pack it up. Check it out.
Yeah, you gotta look good at Christmas. You don't want to. If you're gonna go home and like disappoint your family with what you've become, at least you want to look good
Right.
or impress your family. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I love disappointing my family.
You're great at it.
And now that I'm married, I get to disappoint two families. It's excellent. I'm going to share something that happened this morning that kind of bothered me. Rather insignificant, probably what some might call a first world problem. But you guys fans of the show 24? Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland's character.
Never watched it all the way through, but I'm familiar.
It was a stupid show, but it was good. It was just kind of on, and it had good
was big.
ratings. Anyway, so back when I first got on Facebook or whatever, I liked that page. I follow that page. Haven't had that page, never updates, whatever. I get in this morning, and I open Facebook as I usually do, like to see what's going on. And I notice I have a notification, and it's from that page, and it says, a page you like, 24, changed its name to 24:Legacy, the reboot, which they just completely changed the name. And I'm just thinking that's kind of a shady move. I don't like that they did that. That's not what I signed up for when I liked that page 9 years ago. They just did a complete rebrand.
It's a good point, but also
Good business.
wouldn't
move.
you do the same thing?
Yes,
if you
I will.
had a page that what does it have? Millions of fans, probably.
millions.
Yes.
You can't just start over from scratch at ground zero, right? When you already have that fan. Surely you're gonna. You know what? We did that with TFM Girls.
Did we really?
The
What was it?
Well, the TFM Girls Twitter feed used to be TFM News, and we abandoned the idea of siloing off news as its own standalone social account, and we were like, fuck it, let's just change it to TFM Girls.
So one day, some poor SOB, he just wanted to see, like, what our take on, I don't know, like John McCain versus Karl Rove was back in whenever, and it was just some hot chick from
Yep.
Auburn,
Yep.
and it worked. Cause
Well, no, the thing is like we lost some followers initially, but then it was like a short period because people are like, what the fuck is this account? I didn't follow him. But in the long run, it works out. Even
I'm not gonna lie, Dave. The marketer in me loves that move because what better audience for a 24 reboot than a bunch of people who liked 24 on Facebook 9 years ago?
Yeah, and really though, I mean, it sounds like the reboot. I guess it depends on how different the reboot is, right? Like if you liked 24, there's a good chance that you're gonna like this reboot, right?
it's completely different characters, though.
The 24 legacy page, as it's now known on Facebook, has 4.667 million followers.
Okay.
Must be
that
nice.
like it. So
Okay.
that's a lot.
So you can't just throw those away. It would be, if it's just a completely different movie, if it's like everybody who likes the original Ghostbusters on Facebook all of a sudden started following like the new female version, like that's like a little too
Good point.
substantial of a change. But
Well, that's
if it's
sexist.
just well, okay, come on.
Oh,
Now-
hey, it's Dr. Dre
If they were all men, I wouldn't have thought it was funny either.
Dr. Dre's in it?
from what was the Straight Outta Compton. It started.
Oh.
He's the new Jack Bauer.
Oh, really?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
The actor,
the
actor
one that
who
played him.
played Dr.
Okay.
Dre.
So
Not
like,
actual Dr. Dre. Then I'd definitely be watching.
Yeah, I'd be in.
for a show like that, are like the actors or characters, and I know Jack Bauer was like supposedly a badass. I just never got into the show, but like it's just going to be a bunch of like, don't they just like
Save the world. Save the
what-
country.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Not
when
go
you,
to the
like-
bathroom the whole time.
It's
Torture
cliffhangers.
terrorists?
It's
Yeah.
cliffhangers. It's teasers. Yeah, I mean it's entertaining. Look, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. I just feel slighted as a consumer,
No, it makes sense.
and as someone who just did a new logo for his website. I'm sure there's people at home being like, "Hey, asshole, you just did the same thing, but it's different if you really think
I
about
was
it."
hoping to be depressed when I saw your stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to cry at my desk when I saw your website. Hi,
Dave,
Micah.
can I ask you a legal question?
Maybe.
Okay, I know your emphasis is in entertainment law, but
My emphasis is always to entertain, though.
right. So, don't you believe that someone had to have ownership of this 24 page, and the reboot they must have paid a certain amount of money to reacquire or
What-
to acquire the ownership of that page and all marketing materials.
Oh, it was
the
probably
24
Fox.
trademark and all that stuff.
Depending on
The show is coming back on Fox, but there was probably some negotiation there, correct?
yeah, I'm sure business was done for sure.
Well, if nothing, if Fox owns the IP to the 24 franchise, then I mean, there probably was some review of like, well, can we legally do this? But I doubt there was any kind of like transactional stuff, unless somebody else would have had to own the rights.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I don't know. That's my opinion. I'm sure Fox like has it written in to where like they retain all that in case of. So when they do something like that, they probably contemplate like sequels and reboots of the show.
For sure. Well, that shit gets so messy in Hollywood. It's like with the little exposure that I've had to it, it's just like a totally different world. I mean, so like you could have one group own the rights to a brand for like film, and then you could have another unrelated group own the rights to the same brand for TV. And and then like another one owned the rights to merchandise. Like
Yeah.
shit gets so fucked up over in Hollywood, and a lot of really promising projects, from what I've gathered and heard in conversations, a lot of really promising projects never happen because there's like weird conflicts with ownership of IP. Because it's all people just running around trying to snatch up as much IP as they possibly can.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah, and like these studios will pay. I mean, it's small amounts, but they'll pay to snatch up IP with no intentions of making anything.
Yeah, market share.
just
to
to
keep
like
other
so nobody
people.
else can make it, and just like in case, or they'll get excited about something and then buy it, and then it'll just sit there and like they'll never do anything with it.
Yeah, we don't support that kind of business.
It's just it's a weird world. I'm not a
Cutthroat.
fan.
Pardon my off-mic coughing. All right, well, here's what we're going to do today, besides all what we just did for the last 25 minutes. Let's talk about holiday parties. Let's do this. We got some questions from you. I consider myself to be a high authority on office Christmas, office holiday parties, because I've been to many, and I've been that guy. I've played all the roles you can play. So there's nothing I haven't seen. I've seen people's careers probably end. I've heard great stories. Yeah, let's get into it.
My brother-in-law always says that like you can either like maintain reputation or downgrade your reputation at an office party. There's no like elevating the reputation, which is an interesting perspective and makes sense. Like you're not going to do anything impressive. You only have like ground to lose.
If you're very quiet and you go to the Christmas party, and let's say you tie one on, but you don't make a complete asshole of yourself, people will be like, "Oh, he was fun. I didn't see that coming." I think that
That's
can
true.
boost
No,
your
that's
stock
true.
a little bit.
Okay.
But I agree with what he's saying. What does your brother-in-law do?
He's in the FBI.
Okay, so that's a little bit different than our collective experience here.
Yeah, I don't know what their
Slightly.
parties are like. Top secret.
I bet they get after it.
No, he's awesome.
That's a stressful
Yeah,
job.
he officiated my wedding, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you were in my wedding, so you know. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a total badass.
Yeah, they had to pat me down before they let me go up there.
Yeah, they interrogate whenever he was interviewing, or like the interview process was like drawn out over like 10 months, and they don't give you any indication as to like how you're progressing. They just like call you in, and they hook you up to lie detector tests, and they were like interrogating him about Kim. For those at home, Kim is my wife, about her getting a DUI in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they were like grilling him on like I guess like the character of his family because his sister got a DUI.
Dude, that's hardcore, man.
I know. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, so here's the deal. We're just gonna hop right in your questions, and we'll work in our personal anecdotes as they make sense. This one's not even a Christmas party one, but this is from some guy on Twitter whose name I don't know. New CubeMate just started. What's the best way to let him know that the lights and noise situation is non-negotiable? So you want to just maintain or just let him know you're the alpha. I get that.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the setup is. I mean, if it's literally like a cube with two people in it, then you kind of there's got to be some give and take, right?
Yeah, you have to. It's better to be both loved and feared if you can. So you need to give him a little room, but then shut him down when it comes to noise, especially because that's a bad precedent to set. Like if he's going to be the guy who listens to like videos or watches videos without headphones, which we've dealt with some of those people, that's really annoying. That's like a pet peeve of mine. I won't name names, but I've been in a conference room working, and somebody just starts blaring like a random like Dom Mazzetti bro science video, which are funny videos, but man, I'm like trying to work, and I can hear it through my noise canceling headphones. Yeah, you gotta hold firm on that.
Yeah. Right. So what do you do? You say,
Look,
like, all right, say he pops up a YouTube video and he's like, hey man, hey, come look how funny this is, and he has it on full blast. Like, are you like,
I say you feel it out. Give him a week, kind of learn his tendencies, let him get comfortable, because it's going to be awkward for the first few days, and then you should just slowly be like, look, man, this is how we do it around here. And just say we. Keep saying we. Make it about the collective, not me, because then you just look like a bully.
Well, I'm curious to know what the setup is. Like cube mate, I guess could mean that it's like a cluster of cubes and it's multiple people, or it could mean that they're in one of those like 2-person
Back to back,
cubes,
Like Office Space
back,
situation.
back to back. Yeah, which it's if it's yeah. I
think
don't
the
know.
key. I think the key is you can't let it linger. Like you got, like Dave said, like you can give it the week to like feel them out, see what's going on. But like if you just don't do anything or just politely ask to chill out on the headphones after the second or third week, you're pretty much doomed with that.
Yeah, you can't let it slide. Those habits will become more than habits. They'll become just something that you have to deal with for the rest of your life.
Start a dialogue, right? Right,
And
Dave?
that's an important thing. I think we've learned that. It's important to discuss and have a dialogue. Okay, we'll get on to the Christmas stuff. Christmas party starts at 8. What's a good time to hit the hotel bar before the party? That's from Joseph.
Joseph, not me.
I mean, dude, you got to chill out. I'm a
Pre-gaming
little bit worried
Christmas
about.
party?
I'm worried about Joseph going into this.
Is this not an open bar Christmas party? Because almost every bad decision I've ever made in my life has been, with drinking at least, has been involved pre-gaming an open bar type situation. Like
Yeah.
that's not something you pre-game for when drinking is harder. Like whether you're 18, drinking somewhere before you go to the bars you can't drink at, or drinking somewhere before you go where all the drinks are expensive. Like if it's just an open situation, like how much of a buzz do you need to get going?
Yeah, that's the problem is we're so conditioned for the pregame because
Right.
it starts out when you're underage and you're going to like some fucking, school organized dance events or something and you just sit in your buddy's car and pound beers because that's the only way you're going to get any alcohol in your system prior to the event. And then in college, like Joe said, you're trying to save $1, so you're just pounding booze before you go to the bar so you can spend less. But it's like, all right, now you're an adult. So, I mean, honestly,
Dude.
like maybe one drink.
Your body's not
Have a glass
ready,
of
dude.
scotch or something. But you know what I think? You know what I think the alternative move here is?
Coke.
Okay, you know what I think the other alternative move is here?
What?
Just you could show up to the, like, if the party starts at 8, nobody's getting there till 8:30. Like if you're trying to get a good base layer going, show up at 8. Like you might have to awkwardly schmooze with the suck ups or bosses or early people, but that gives you a little bit of the head start. You won't have to fight for people at the bar. Just pound a couple whiskeys or whatever then, and then you're good. Then you're good to go when the actual party starts going.
You
If you're
gotta be
so
cool, man.
if
Slow
you're
down
s-
on the whiskey.
Oh man.
But I don't know. I just feel like that's a dangerous thing to go right into.
You gotta master the art of nursing a drink, which is
But
the
dude-
opposite of how you approach drinking in college.
These parties, these Christmas parties, or anything with your office, they don't lend themselves to nursing because nervous, anxiety-driven
I know.
sips. Because there's an awkward pause or you're not contributing, so you're just like sitting there.
Yeah.
They're at a premium,
yeah.
so you got to be careful. That's why like whiskey, like I've been there. I've been the guy drinking like Jack Daniels, like my first Christmas party in
Yes.
a real job.
Yeah.
I was just whiskey drunk.
Sticking to beer is probably a good move too, because it's tough unless you're like shotgunning or like beer bonging beers.
Boob-looging.
It's tough to get like wasted on beer,
See, my
and
problem.
it's easier
yeah.
to nurse. Like
I
you can
agree.
take a sip.
The problem,
to,
really, the problem with that though is you get enough beers down the hatchet. The switch to liquor
Yeah.
just sounds. So I just had my fiance's Christmas party. Oh hey, fiance, that's a thing now.
Mhm. You're so fancy.
Last Friday, and normally they only do beer and wine for all their events. It's like a company mandate, which is probably the smartest company thing ever for risk or whatever. But the first half of it, beer and wine only, and they realize they're not extinguishing the tab quick enough, so they switch on the liquor.
Oh man.
And that's everybody just immediately switches to liquor, and it goes from like this, classy, like everybody's got a decent little buzz going to just dance floor shit show.
Just a freak fest.
Yeah, like freak fest. So, you know, the caution I always have, and maybe it's just because I have no self-control, is that starting on beer, like slowly your resolve breaks down and then you switch to liquor and, you know, you're pretty bad off. Maybe try the other way. Like if you want to drink some whiskey early and then make the coasting beer move.
I can't.
you don't want to make the
I
switch.
can't emphasize this enough. Eat a majorly
Oh yeah.
large meal of food.
Lots of carbs. Just eat like a
Protein.
loaf of bread.
Big protein. Dude, get everything. Eat a steak. I don't know if your place is if it's gonna be like finger foods or hors d'oeuvres. That's not enough, dude. You got to eat a meal. Go to
Yeah,
a
I'd like to-
steakhouse.
This is producer Mike is speaking. I'd like to back up Dave here.
Whoa! I just
It's
got backed up.
important- It's really important to have a meal before you go to one of these things, even if it's a potluck, or if it says appetizers will be served, or even if it's a meal. Like, have something before you go, because you can never depend on. You can't eat enough
No,
cheese.
you don't want
want
to
soak
get
up the booze.
you don't want to get there and eat like 50 deviled eggs.
Oh God!
You know, or like because it's usually going to
It's a
be
bad
like
idea.
like
Yeah,
appetizers,
gross.
maybe heavy apps. Like you can't trust that you're going to be able to create a solid base
Dude,
with
fuck
the food
heavy
at the
apps.
event.
I'm not an app guy. I mean, I am, but not a Christmas party. You got to go all
Well, yeah,
out.
and you don't know if they got enough. Like
Yeah.
suddenly you're like, I'm gonna wait a little bit to eat, and then you go to the trays, and suddenly
It's
you've
a
got
sandwich tray.
you've got like 6 French fries to sustain you.
Yeah,
Like,
no, man. I can't emphasize that enough. You got to do like a man meal. I'm sorry. Maybe a steak. I'm a steak guy, as we probably all are. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm back. Hey, what's up? But yeah, all right. Thanks for the question, Joseph. Hope that
Just pace yourself.
20-minute answer helped.
Pace yourself. That's
Yeah, don't be an
that's-
idiot.
That's the dad advice from me.
All right, this is from another guy. Are hit clips still cool as gifts, or should I just stick to the VCR?
Throwback.
That's a joke question, but I honestly had to ask Joe what hit clips were, and he reminded me, and I can't even fathom how those were a thing.
I still don't
Yeah.
remember them.
Yeah.
Explain what it is. They
It's
suck.
just this little tiny music player. You plug your headphones into it, but you know this was pre MP3. You know, and CDs are so big and hard to carry around. I guess they give you these little tiny tapes that play 30 seconds of NSYNC, Britney Spears, back like that pop, that late 90s pop music, but it was just 30 seconds of the song, and I never had them. I don't actually think I know anyone who did.
What a trash gift.
I'd love to know the background of that of that company, the company that created that.
I bet
mean-
they're not around anymore.
It might have been like a Hasbro or something.
Yeah.
Tiger Electronics. Oh, they're fucked.
Tiger
remember-
Electronics.
You remember them? They made all the little games,
Yep.
the little
Yep.
handheld like games and
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah.
It was
They had
like
Bo
the-
Jackson football
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
baseball. You flipped it upside down. It
Yeah.
was Bo Jackson like hitting dingers. The other side, it's him just like steamrolling dudes.
Yeah.
They had-
and yeah, there's no way they're doing too well right now.
Shout out to Tiger Electronics.
Not to
CEO wants to come
stereotype, but
on.
that sounds like a very Asian company. Like
It's not
like almost innovating, but not. Does that make sense?
I mean,
Maybe not so much
maybe
anymore.
were they the
like,
stepping stone
I mean,
to the
Samsung,
MP3?
Samsung is like,
No.
I feel like, well, even Samsung, I feel like it's like they just like copy everything that, like copy all American innovations and try to do it like faster and cheaper. And so like that, like
Well-
those games are like the bootleg version of, well, shit.
didn't they
I'm
do
contradicting myself because
Nintendo?
they did Nintendo. Yeah,
they're American
never mind.
and they invented Furby. So if
And
they
they're
have any-
American. Wow.
If they have any money left over,
See,
from
you
that,
shouldn't stereotype for that reason.
Way to
exactly.
go, Madison.
So that
I
just made
think
no
you owe our
sense.
listeners an apology.
I apologize.
Yeah. So, dude, don't do a VCR or hit clips, guy.
Well, hey, are there any? That brings us to like the white elephant. I feel like that's probably pretty much happening everywhere now.
I'm a
Is-
gift card.
You're a gift card.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did 24 Diner last year
Mm.
with the caveat
that's
that
got-
you had to take me.
Yeah, that's got some like background history.
Right.
To
Yeah.
that one.
That's where the meatloaf thing started.
I ordered mine on Friday, came in Sunday. Shout out to Amazon for really.
I think just
great
as long as you
delivery.
don't the Michael Scott move where you just have an
iPod.
iPod.
Yeah. Madison, you kind of Michael Scotted the party last year. There's a $20 limit on our gifts, and Madison just his gift was a $100 bill.
I thought it would be funny.
Oh, it
And-
was.
and I
It
d-
was.
I
It
d-
certainly
Oh,
was.
It certainly was.
I think our newest employee ended up with it too. Like his second week, Connor, his
Yeah.
second week of working at Grand X, and he just got a $100 signing bonus.
It was also because I forgot to get something, and I had a little bit of, I never carry cash, but I had some cash because I'd recently gone to Vegas, and I didn't lose it all. So, yeah, you know,
And the Condor appreciates it. That's what we call Connor now. Condog as well. I prefer Condor, Micah. But, either way. Which I'm worried about him. I haven't seen him this morning, and the last time I saw him was Friday, and he was inviting me to San Marcos with him Saturday, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, but have fun.
oh no,
And now he's not here, so,
that's not good.
yeah. Shout out to Connor if you're
Important ad
listening.
proposal to submit
Carter
today.
said that Connor, quote, wasn't feeling great this morning and might come in later.
Oh, love that. The might come in later.
Thanks for thinking.
Great move. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. This is from a guy. I'm a high school teacher, coach. Our principal is in his first year, and he's very much a tryhard. As a way to win us over, he is trying to plan an after-hours gathering, BYOB, karaoke, and the like, but many are reluctant to go. I don't mind the occasional social gathering, but I'm concerned that few will show, and I'll go out of pity and be stuck there for much longer than I care to be, out of fear of being unable to sneak away. What's the move? Damn.
Predicament.
That's tough. That's a different dynamic, though, like the teacher thing, because it's hard to get fired as a teacher.
I know. I on the one hand, I'm like, okay, well, they're like responsible for educating the youth, so it's like they've got to keep composure. On the other hand, you can't get fired from the government.
Teachers
pretty
get wild,
much.
though.
Yeah. So
Like, Kim
I
was
don't know.
Kim
Yeah.
taught. My wife teaches.
yeah,
They get pretty boozed up at their parties.
I would just, fuck, man.
Dude,
I don't know. I
karaoke
would just
though
go.
with your boss.
Karaoke.
Karaoke
I
with your
can't.
principal
Yeah.
boss. This sounds like an episode of the damn Office. Like this really does. Micah's just chomping at the bit over there. He heard the word karaoke.
Oh man,
He just wants to go out there and sing a Morrissey song.
maybe get a good excuse.
Is there any value, or does he have anything to gain from attending?
Yeah, like this is the principal. It's not like the AD who's going to make you like a head coach.
Well, and a lot. I mean, is he gunning for like an administrative position, or is he happy being a teacher coach? Because that's that. Like I have friends that are teacher coaches that have no interest in moving into the administrative side because they enjoy teaching and they enjoy coaching and they just want to keep doing that. So like, I don't really know what the political dynamic is of working in a school. But
Right.
it seems like probably less important to like schmooze the higher ups than
I agree.
in a corporate setting. But I could be totally off. I don't
Here's the
know.
deal, man. If you've got the time to do it, get a guest list, find out who's going to be going, and the emphasis needs to be on what administrators, any school board people, just, big swinging D's, who's going to be there. And if there's any there, go. And if not, then honestly, I'd probably still make an appearance. He'll appreciate it.
I would find surely this guy has like some coworker buddies. I would find one buddy to partner up with and be like, all right, we're just gonna go and like bear it together. And if it's miserable, we'll just stick it out together. But at least we'll have each other.
Yeah, that's the move. Micah wants to pop on.
I agree. And you could you grab one coworker who will agree to it, and then you ride together. So then you can, if it's terrible, you have an
Yep.
excuse like,
Fi-
he's got to go. He's my ride.
Find
I'm
a
out
coworker
too.
with kids. That's a great point, Micah.
Ooh,
Find a
that's a good
coworker
one.
with kids, and then have that as your backup. It's like, yeah, this is my ride, and so's kid's sick or some shit. Kids are an amazing excuse to get out of social things.
Yeah, I've seen that done.
It's like a lesser talked about benefit of having kids, but they get you out of so much bullshit.
Good to know.
Damn. So have
keep in
kids,
mind.
guys.
Pop 'em out.
All right, we'll do one more, then we'll hit a break up. This is from Wes. What's the best way to excuse oneself from attending a company gathering, or is there one? Have kids, Wes.
Yeah, there you go.
So you got a week.
Knock her up.
Go do it fast, man. That's that. Is that all we got?
Why don't we?
Yeah, somebody do the MyBookie promo.
Sure, I'll help with that, Dave.
Hey, Micah.
Hey guys, it's that time of year. The bowl season is upon us. Starts on Saturday.
Football.
Football. The NFL is really, gearing up for the stretch run.
Right, yeah.
And you're gonna have to spend time with your family coming up. So the best thing to do is get a gambling account set up, so you'll have something to do to pass the time. You know the best place to do that, Dave.
I'm hearing mybookie.ag.
Yeah, mybookie.ag is definitely the spot. Use the promo code BIZ. You'll get a sign-up bonus. They'll match some of your deposit. And I use MyBookie. I used it last night. I hit a bunch of games during the early session. So it's a really easy site. Works great on mobile. Payouts are easy. mybookie.ag. Use promo code BIZ.
Fantastic stuff for sure.
Oh, great job, Micah.
That was great. And now, let's just go ahead and toss it to the break, as it says on the run sheet.
Toss it.
This is Ross Bolin, and I'm here with Dylan Shiverer.
Hey, Bill.
And we have a new college football podcast every week called Backdoor Cover, where we'll talk all things college football, gambling, and sex.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Find us on iTunes or SoundCloud. That's Backdoor Cover for all your college football needs.
Hey guys, this is Rob Fox from Total Frat Move, and I'm here to remind you to listen to the Inside TFM podcast. We have new episodes every Thursday. If you want to hear me and the other TFM writers sitting around drinking beers and bullshitting about God knows what, anything from college news to fraternity news to just what's going on in the world, then definitely search TFM on iTunes and give us a listen and subscribe to the Inside TFM podcast.
Hi, guys. We're back. Y'all just missed out on some fun. Let's do some more questions. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What you got?
This is from John. I'm not going to read your last name because this is just sketch, man. Is it acceptable to hook up with your buddy's coworkers at his office Christmas party? All right, John.
I mean,
I think it is.
I don't think that's sketchy. It's
No,
game.
but like it just sounds like he's going in there just looking to really sling it around. I don't know. It just
I'm
sounds
hoping.
like he's
I'm hoping he has. I'm hoping he has someone in mind that he maybe has a little rapport with before.
He said coworkers.
Oh, you're right. Oh
So,
man, he's just going in there.
Maybe he
swinging.
got a little sloppy with his,
John
his
must be
spelling,
like
but-
23, 24.
John's a frequent tweet contributor, but the answer is yes, but with the caveat, you can't go in there and do something shady.
Yeah,
Like, you don't want to be the guy going in there creeping on girls.
because that's bad for your buddy.
Yeah, it's real bad for your buddy.
Like real. That's yeah.
Like, hey, remember your sketchy friend you
Yes.
brought to the party that was like just creeping on
I
people's
wasn't
lives?
considering that angle. Yeah, you've got. Don't go after any women that are spoken for. I guess is first rule.
Yeah,
Second
John.
rule is just chill.
Yeah,
cool
I mean,
about
yeah,
it.
I don't think it's not a bad deal.
I don't think you should go into it with that as like a goal of your event.
And
If it happens, pretty cool. Like you don't have to like feel weird about it.
Let's
but
give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he does have his eye on a co-worker and he just used the plural because
sound
of the
cool?
way he phrased the question. I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's looking to have a menage, right? Hook up with your buddy's co-workers.
dude, maybe, I mean, it could be throughout different times of the night. It could be all at once.
I guess it also depends on what kind of company it is.
Maybe my man's a pimp, dude.
I mean,
Just out there getting it. Shout out to all my pimps out there.
there probably
Dave.
are some companies where it'd be more acceptable than others.
There's one that's coming to mind, but I won't say.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're down the road.
Still no. Anyway.
Okay. Well, that's a joke for 2, maybe 3, maybe 4.
Or one.
Or me.
or one.
You'll laugh when I tell you, hopefully. So, yeah, John, dude, just tread lightly.
Yeah.
That's
Be-
all I'm
be
saying.
cool.
You'll be fine.
Take it easy.
I trust you, John.
Chill.
All right, here we go. This is a good one. Oh, this is from Clark. Clark's a lawyer. Good for him. Is it okay to get drunk at the office party? Very generic question. My office is very relaxed and drinking with my bosses occurs frequently. Okay, that's a red flag. But I never really get hammered in front of them. Please advise, counselor. So,
How do you know?
sounds
he's
like
an
your
attorney?
office has an alcohol problem, John, Clark. So, yeah, the answer is yes. If you're a lawyer and you're in a small office, which you go on to tell me that you are, yeah, you can. Just don't do it. What are you like when you're hammered? Can you
Yeah.
control yourself? That's pretty much what this all boils down to. I think I do a pretty good job of getting hammered and not doing completely regrettable things.
Yeah. Have you ever destroyed something when really drunk? If the answer is yes, maybe chill out on it.
Who hasn't destroyed things
Okay,
when
but
they're really
like
drunk?
recently.
Okay.
When's
Recently was the variable.
the last time you got drunk and like picked a fight with one of your friends?
Yeah, because like undergrad drinking tendencies are just a
Yeah.
whole different beast. But
But it depends on how far removed. Like if you're 22, 23,
well, then go with the undergrad drinking
Yeah.
tendencies because you don't know what.
go back 3 years.
Yeah,
if
you
you've
don't
done
know.
something like, if you've done something absurd while drunk in the last 3 years, then you need to be real careful.
Yeah.
When's the last time you ended up shirtless when you were drinking whiskey in like a public setting?
Yesterday.
I had some people that were shirtless at my wedding. Actually, it was one guy, and he was actually in my wedding. Nobody knows why. He ripped his shirt off.
It happens.
He probably shouldn't get very drunk at his party.
Well, and the funny thing is you probably will.
No, he will, and it'll be fine because he's in finance, and that's
Well,
fine.
There's also like a when in Rome variable that has to be considered. It's not you gotta be your own person, but if you're working for like a super conservative company, then you need to really take it easy. If your company's more lax, and I mean like I've had one or a few too many at some of our events.
Mm-hmm.
I know for certain Joe has
Mm-hmm.
as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, my
Dave,
first one.
Dave's pretty good at keeping his composure though, because Dave just goes quiet. You just go quiet, like you don't
just
get
thinking.
like out of control.
Yeah, I don't. It's just I like to talk. I'll talk to you. I'll talk your head off, but
You just get dead in the eyes and just kind of stand there.
yeah, like my move isn't to. I won't like headbutt you or anything.
I don't like when I think of you, even back in college. I don't like recall you doing anything like really dumb or obnoxious.
I can think of a couple things.
Well, okay.
Just try to stay a couple, like 2 beers short of the drunkest person around you.
Yeah, you got to play off
Yeah,
the leaders in your
Yeah.
office.
there you go.
Follow their
That's
lead.
a good rule. You want to be like somewhere slightly below average drunk.
Oh, I didn't say that. I said slightly behind the drunkest person.
Oh, drunkest. Okay, no.
But
So I would
maybe
say
maybe that's a core problem. Of my
let's just lay down some rules. Let's impromptu. These are rules for your party. I think we said this on the first one. Don't pregame hard.
Nope.
Don't. 1 drink maximum.
eat a meal.
Man
Eat
meal.
a meal of food. Hella meal. We're talking like steak, potatoes,
Something that's going to sit well.
something that's going to sit well. Be careful. Look, I wouldn't eat like a big plate full of chorizo. If you know what I'm saying.
Nothing too greasy.
Nothing too greasy, nothing that's going to make you, leave early.
Just
You know
get a
what I'm
good
saying.
base.
Good base, very important. Muy importante.
Okay, what's rule
That's
number
how they
3?
say it. Rule number 3. If you're going to your buddy's Christmas party, don't sleaze on everything that walks by with a pulse.
It's good.
John,
Don't sleaze on anybody for that matter.
don't
Don't
want
be a
the
sleaze.
sleaze rep. You don't. You can't come back.
Rule
from
number
that.
3 is don't be a sleaze.
Once you're the sleaze
good.
at one party, you are the sleaze at every party.
Even if you are a sleaze at heart, like contain that shit.
contain it, dude.
Just take it
Like,
easy.
do what you got to do before the party to make sure that.
Yeah, don't let the inner sleaze out.
But don't pregame hard.
But don't pregame
See
hard.
rule 1.
Yeah. And you know what? Your company guidelines as far as hooking up with coworkers, like your own coworkers this time, follow those because This is where it goes bad. This is where careers go to die.
Which
the
is
Christmas
generally
party.
do not do it.
Just don't do it.
Nothing.
Here goes
Nothing.
Micah.
I've got a tip.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of these Christmas parties, there's one person that does something, and on Monday everybody's like, "Did you see Jim on Saturday?"
Like
So
when
don't-
Joe wore a Freedom flask to ACL filled with whiskey.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Well,
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
basically, there will be a storyline that happens.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't ask for a raise at the Christmas
You
party.
just don't
I knew
do
a guy who
something
did
crazy.
that. It's a fucking power move, but don't do it. You will regret that.
The Joe situation from ACL is like just fun to give him shit about. Like nobody even remembers anything that actually happened, but the fact that Joe was wearing those Freedom Flask. You know what a Freedom Flask is? It's
Yeah.
like that floppy flask that you wear inside your pants, filled with like a fifth of booze. So is that the music festival ACL back in Joe's defense? He was a lot younger at the time, but just the fact that you were wearing that thing filled with booze is what's funny about it. Like I don't think you were like necessarily. I mean, you probably were, but like everybody was boozed up. So, but you didn't like do anything. You
I'll
were just
share a
drunk.
quick story. And I was this guy. So my first job out of college, I've told this story. I was doing the recruiting thing, and Christmas party was at a nice hotel in downtown Fort Worth. And it's a young company because it's like we're staffing, recruiting, and young, good looking. A lot of people's wives and girlfriends are good looking. And I was like the young guy, and one of the older guys who I was actually really good friends with, his wife, she was younger, and she was like very nice. And I ended up like in a situation where her and like some other wife were like sandwiching me on the dance floor, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. Like they were just grinding me. And I'm out there. This is I wasn't engaged or married. I was just a single dude, single 23-year-old dude. So I'm like standing there awkwardly, like, and I froze. And I look over, and like people were like, egging me on, like, come on, yeah, just.
That is it. You
And I
find
just-
yourself in
I know.
some awkward situations.
And you know
That is,
what? If I
that
did,
is-
I just started going with it, and I just started grinding this dude's
I
wife.
think you have to.
Well, and then I looked over. I'll never forget. His name was Matt, and I looked over and made eye contact with him, and he was just like looking at me, shaking his head, and then and that was it. And they were just having fun, but it was still like I never heard the end of it. And so every happy hour, every event, he would be like, "Hey, my wife's gonna be there. If you don't mind, could you not grind her tonight?" I'm like, yeah, man. I'll do my best."
Oh, that's good.
So just be careful.
No grinding wives. That's number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
Don't grind
Limit
on
your
another
freak
man's
dancing
wife.
to the single. Oh yeah, don't freak dance your single coworkers. You got to be careful.
No freak dancing in
Just
general.
don't freak dance, man, or girls.
Yeah, the thing that I wanted to mention, I've been to parties where I was sort of the youngest guy at the office party, or one of the youngest people there, and everybody else in their 30s, 40s, 50s, up. And so there's sort of this expectation
Yeah.
that like, oh yeah, you're 23, you're 24, you go out and drink on the weekends. Like, let's party. I want to party with this guy. And what I've found, and I imagine this sort of fits where a lot of our listeners are, is they may be nervous about being around their older coworkers. A lot of times, like, you'll have a couple beers and people around you will just be hammered drunk
Right.
because they're not used to drinking on the weekends like you are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Well, when you get the hall pass, if you're married with kids, and
Right.
your opportunities to let your hair down are few and far between. When you get that hall pass, you use it.
It's very hard to be the youngest person in the company and be the drunkest person there because
Right, that's my point.
That's true.
You may be afraid that like, oh, I can't stop getting blacked out, whatever. My feeling is generally in an office party, I remember there was one that I went to, and I had another coworker. She was my age, and we'd go out, and we were realtors, so we'd go get drunk in the middle of the afternoon and do stuff
yeah?
on a pretty
What
occasional.
else?
Nothing else, but on a pretty consistent basis. It's like 3:00 happy hour. Sure, realtor life, but.
And you never
So
closed?
there was this expectation that we would be like the life of the party animals, and I just remember like being disgusted. Like I left the party like 2 hours in. Like I got to get away from these people. They're hammered.
Was this the
They're
oil
taking
company?
tequila shots. No, this is real estate.
Okay.
And I thought a lot less of my coworkers for a long time after that. I still think about it when it's Christmas time.
Well, look, they want to live vicariously through you. They're married, and they want to hear, like, this happens, like, in regular office, too, but, like, at the Christmas party, they're like, so what are you going to do after this? They think that you're going to go there, you're just going to get tore up, then you're going to go out to the bars, and you're going to just go chase around some strange. And in reality, I mean, maybe you're going to do that, but you're not that full throttle, probably. But they want to believe that you are.
Right. It's like, I just brought a casserole. I'm going to have a couple beers here, and I'm going to leave before you guys get really embarrassing.
I'm trying to get
that's what I did.
promoted. So, yeah, I won't be doing those tequila shots. Thanks, Mike. Fucking Mike. It's always Mike, isn't it? Yeah, that was a good tidbit from Micah there. And that kind of goes into this last question. My work wife wants to be more than a work wife and has hinted at wanting to be my date. Should I take her or not dip my pen into the company ink? That's from noted reader and listener Burberry Sperry's.
Is that his real name?
That is his Christian name, yes. Dude, I don't know your company policy, but I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say, dude, no way. It's your work wife. You've got a good thing. Don't screw it up.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
I believe Will DeFreeze said it best. He said, if you're out there trying to hook up with coworkers, you're just being lazy.
I recall that. That's a great point.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have fucking Tinder. You don't need to hook up with
Yeah,
coworkers.
there are apps, man.
Just get swiping.
Go swipe. All I do all day is just read, like, single people submitting stuff about their dating lives and how they're swiping on Tinder, and I'm just like, you guys have it so easy.
Yeah, it's like generic old man of us to say, but
Yes.
it's so true. Like I cannot fathom having that as an option.
It would be absurd.
Like we grew up in the era of having to call girls on our parents' landline while like other family members would in mid-call pick up the phone accidentally, and you have to be like, Mom, get off the phone.
That had to have been hell for you because you had 3 sisters.
Yeah. And like obviously like my older sister would like pick it up and listen and like
It's bullshit.
And then you would like someone could be on the phone and you wouldn't even know it because they're being quiet. They have like their hand over the mouthpiece.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like they're just
Sorry.
Isn't there a
listening to
term?
you.
There's a term for that. I don't remember
And,
what it
like,
was.
Eavesdropping.
The painfully awkward silences between like trying to figure out what the hell to say to like a girl like that doesn't exist
Falling
anymore.
asleep on the phone
Yeah.
or passing out, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
No, but for real, y'all just enjoy it. Don't go after the coworker. Go get on Bumble or Hinge or Grindr
Yeah.
or
use the
what is the
tools.
Jewish one? J-Date?
J-Date.
J-Date.
Black
Christians
people meet,
mingle.
whatever.
Christian Mingle. Farmers Only.
Use
Party time.
Use the tools at your disposal.
And
Work smarter, not
the
harder.
last,
Back page.
the absolute worst time to make a move with your work wife would be at the Christmas party.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Like, if
Oh.
you
Yes.
really, if you think there's a relationship there, that's
Yeah.
something you can explore. Do
That's-
not do it at the Christmas party.
That's how you be
yeah.
the guy.
I just
That's
imagine.
right.
I imagine
Everybody
these
already
two-
thinks you're together, and then you give them some evidence when they're drinking, and then their wives are asking questions about it, and that's the last thing you want.
That's a great point.
Boom.
Anywhere but the company Christmas party. You don't
Yeah.
want to be. You don't want to be the coworkers mugging down on the dance floor.
Oh,
at, like,
God.
At like
Can you imagine?
1:50 a.m.
Can you imagine your Sunday? Like realizing like what the shitstorm you're going to walk into in the office?
Yeah. Sunday scaries.
Oh,
Like,
my God.
Man,
Like, you may as well just put in your 2-week.
that just made me realize that I'm like finally at a place in my adult life where the chances of me doing like horrible, regrettable things while drinking are like they're pretty much gone. Which
Yeah.
is such a relief because there's nothing worse than like waking up after a brownout and having bits and pieces of just terrible, terrible decisions. I'm really glad to be on the other side of that mountain.
Well, we'll see what happens on Friday.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
let's-
We'll see.
So,
I said almost no chance.
yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
we recorded this pre-Grand Lakes
Because
Christmas
We'll
party.
be on Madison watch.
Yeah, well, because Kim is with child, and, you know,
Oh.
so she's gonna make an appearance and then leave, and then
That
I'm
upsets me because
gonna be
she's
a lone
normally
wolf.
she's normally a highlight because I see Kim like 3 times a year,
Yeah,
and she's a very fun person to drink wine with.
yeah. She got kicked out of that Rainy Street bar.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one year.
It
Love it.
happens.
Party. All right, well that's it for the questions. So just be smart. And if you do blow it, let us know. We'll talk about it on. We might need to do a
we
follow.
want your we want
I
to hear
would
the
love
horror
to write.
stories.
We'll either cover it. Actually, we're gonna do that. We're gonna solicit stories next week and just say, look, give us the rundown of your party.
I'm sure some of these people aren't going to take our advice.
No, they're not.
So
They're just trying to get through their commute right now.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, we definitely need highlights from your company Christmas party.
Lowlights too, if you know what I'm saying.
hey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that was good, Dave.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's just end it there. Joe, where can we find you on the social media stuff?
JP Nullet on Instagram, Joe Nullet on Twitter, Joe Nullet on LinkedIn.
Madison?
Madison Wickham on Twitter and Instagram. And also give Dudes Doing Business a follow. It's at Dudes Doing Biz, B-I-Z, on Twitter and Instagram.
Good call. And I'm Dave, at DCarterRuff on Twitter, at DCarterRuff on Snap, at DCRuff on Instagram. And as always, I would appreciate it if you found me on LinkedIn. Come join this network, DCO, Deal Closers Only. Hit me up. And apologies for all the off-mic coughing that Joe and I were doing. We it's a weird time right now. We got the temperature kind of fluctuating between really cold and then warm, so there's like stuff in the air and everybody's just dying. Micah?
Check out mybookie.ag.
Oh yeah.
Use promo code BIZ.
Yeah. If you have to take a sick day, just sit at home and play cards and bet on bowl games and stuff.
Double up that paycheck.
Seriously. You play, you win, you get paid. That's how it works. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Be safe. Bye.